If I could be great at one thing, I wish that I could sit in front of a mirror or a makeup mirror in general and spend more than just 20 minutes to a half hour looking at.
Hey guys, the following analysis explores the intricate and often unsettling web of controversy surrounding Erika Kirk, formerly Erika Francevy, the widow of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. Following Charlie's high-profile assassination in September 2025, Erika has ascended to the role of CEO, a transition marked by bizarre public appearances, massive pyrotechnics, and a growing chorus of investigators and whistleblowers pointing back to a shadowy past in Romania. This deep dive connects the dots between her Romanian Angels charity, her alleged ties to military figures accused of heinous crimes, and the surreal, often contradictory image she projects on her 2026 Make Heaven Crowded tour. The shift in Erika Kirk's public persona since her husband's death has been nothing short of cinematic. For a movement that long championed traditional gender roles, the stay-at-home tradwife ideal, Erika's immediate pivot to jet-setting CEO and global tour headliner has raised eyebrows even among the TPUSA faithful. However, it is not just her new career path that is under scrutiny. It is the haywire nature of her public addresses and the dark history that precedes her time in the American political spotlight. To understand the Erika Kirk of 2026, one must look back to 2006. At the age of 17, Erika founded a nonprofit organization called Everyday Heroes Like You. While on the surface it appeared to be the noble effort of a young beauty queen, its primary focus soon shifted to a project known as Romanian Angels. This project operated out of Constanta, Romania, a city that was, at that exact moment, being identified by international bodies, including the United Nations and major outlets like the New York Times and Al Jazeera, as the epicenter of an international human trafficking epidemic. The timing and location were more than a mere coincidence for those who follow the deep state connections. Erika's family background provides a framework that many find suspicious. Her father, Kent Francevy, held significant positions within the defense industry, specifically linked to Raytheon's operations in Israel. Her mother worked for the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and the Department of Defense. This upbringing in the heart of the military-industrial complex suggests that Erika was not a typical 17-year-old volunteer. She was a well-positioned asset within a powerful network. The most damning piece of evidence from this era comes from Erika's own promotional materials for the charity. In a video produced by the Romanian Angels Project, Erika is seen personally thanking Colonel Otto Buscher III of the United States Army. Buscher was a high-ranking commander at the Mihail Kogalniceanu Air Base, located just outside Constanta. In 2019, years after Erika's charity abruptly ceased operations, a Romanian whistleblower and former base translator named Anna Maria Nucci filed a formal criminal complaint. Nucci alleged that a brothel involving underage girls was being operated on or near the base to service high-ranking military personnel. She explicitly named Colonel Buscher as a primary figure involved in these activities. Critics ask a simple but haunting question. Why was a teenage girl from Arizona running an orphanage in a known trafficking hub partnered with a military commander later accused of operating a child brothel? When the international spotlight began to shine on Constanta's trafficking rings around 2011 and 2012, Romanian Angels vanished. There was no official closure announcement, no final audit of the funds raised, and most importantly, no record of where the children under the charity's care ended up. The organization simply ceased to exist online, a clean wipe that many investigators associate with intelligence-led operations. As Erika Kirk has stepped into the leadership vacuum left by Charlie, these questions have resurfaced with a vengeance. Her 2026 Make Heaven Crowded tour has become a lightning rod for this controversy. The branding of the tour itself is surreal. The promotional posters feature a blue-tinted, translucent Erika floating among the clouds, an image many have pointed out looks more like a memorial for a dead person than a promotional ad for a living leader. The title, while a Christian evangelical slogan, takes on a darker tone in the context of Charlie's violent death. Satirists and critics like Jake G. TV have noted that the imagery feels like a Force ghost, or deliberate. Erica's behavior during these tour stops has been described as going haywire. In one viral clip, she discusses protesters who were outraged over the shooting of a mother during an ICE raid. Rather than addressing the civil liberties concerns that TPUSA once claimed to champion, Erica dismissed the protests as demonic. This shift in rhetoric is significant. By labeling political dissent as literal spiritual warfare, she places herself above accountability. If her opponents are demons, then any investigation into her past is a satanic attack. This psychological shielding was on full display during her recent media blitz. In an interview with pop star Nicki Minaj, Erica attempted to project a best friend vibe, laughing off the backlash she receives from her industry. She claimed she doesn't even notice the negativity. However, the nonverbal cues told a different story. Body language experts have highlighted her use of the eyebrow flash and an exaggerated open-mouthed smile, often referred to as duping delight, when she thinks she is successfully navigating a difficult topic. The mask slipped completely during a sit-down with CBS. When the interviewer brought up the specific allegations being circulated by Candace Owens regarding the Romanian charity and the suspicious circumstances of Charlie's death, Erica's demeanor shifted from beauty queen to cold operative. Her jaw tightened, her eyes narrowed, and she issued a chilling one-word command. Stop. This wasn't the reaction of someone who is unbothered by negativity. It was the reaction of someone who is fiercely protecting a narrative that is beginning to crumble. The civil war within the conservative movement has only intensified this pressure. Figures like Candace Owens have been vocal about the Zionist pivot of Turning Point USA under Erica's leadership. Rumors have circulated of a $1.5 million offer from AIPAC that Charlie supposedly rejected shortly before his assassination. Following his death, TPUSA's platform has moved into total alignment with those interests, leading many to believe that Erica was installed to ensure the organization stayed on a specific geopolitical track. The FBI is now reportedly looking into the financial trail of the Romanian Angels Project as part of a wider look at international nonprofits used as fronts for intelligence and trafficking operations. While no formal charges have been filed against Erica, the circumstantial evidence is overwhelming. The connection to Colonel Busher, the family ties to the defense apparatus, the convenient timing of the charity's shutdown, and her current role as a high-powered political figure all point to a history that is far from innocent. Even the world of satire has picked up on the uncanny valley nature of Erica's public presence. A drag queen named Erika Kirk has gained massive traction by parodying Erica's intense mogging glares and her penchant for theatrical, pyrotechnic-laden entrances at memorial services. The absurdity of walking out to Van Halen-style fire displays to mourn a murdered husband has highlighted a disconnect between the reality of the situation and as the 2026 tour continues, the Make Heaven Crowded mission remains under a cloud of suspicion. Erica's constant refrain of "Not today, Satan" has become a shield against legitimate questions about her history. If she is indeed the leader she claims to be, why does her past look like a script for a deep-state thriller? Why did her charity operate in the heart of a trafficking epidemic with a man accused of running a brothel for minors? And why does her behavior change so drastically when the name Candace Owens or Romania is mentioned? The story of Erica Kirk is a cautionary tale of how power, tragedy, and shadowy connections can merge to create a public figure who is both untouchable and deeply suspicious. The dots are there for anyone willing to connect them, from the orphanages of Constanta to the pyrotechnics of TPUSA. While the media fact-checkers work to discredit these links, the public is increasingly looking at the ghost on the poster and wondering what secrets she is taking with her to the top. The investigation is ongoing, and as more whistleblowers from the Romanian era come forward, the shady background of Erika Kirk may finally be exposed to the light of day. Until then, the Make Heaven Crowded tour moves forward, a high-production spectacle designed to distract from the haunting questions that refuse to go away. The narrative of Erika Kirk's rise is inseparable from the dark clouds hanging over her past. When we look at her current rhetoric, we see a woman who uses the language of faith to stifle the inquiries of the curious. Her strict lens of whether something brings her closer to heaven is a convenient way to avoid the earthly reality of criminal complaints and trafficking scandals. The transition of TPUSA into what some call a Zionist industrial complex under her watch suggests that her ascent was not just a result of tragedy, but of design. The FBI's interest in the Mihail Kogalnicianu base allegations could be the thread that unravels the entire tapestry. If investigators can prove a direct financial or operational link between Romanian angels and the activities of Colonel Busher, the deep state protection that has shielded Erica for 2 decades may finally fail. In the court of public opinion, the verdict is already leaning toward guilty by association. You cannot thank a man for helping your angels and then claim ignorance when that same man is accused of the very thing your charity was supposed to prevent. You cannot claim to be a trad wife while leaving your children to tour the country as a CEO, and you cannot claim to be unbothered when your face betrays a level of fury that only the truth can provoke. Erica Kirk's answer doesn't add up. From the haywire speeches to the Romanian angels mystery, the world is watching, and the dots are finally being connected. So guys, would you like me to find the specific list of donors for the 2026 Make Heaven Crowded Tour to see if there are any overlaps with the defense contractors associated with her father's past?